We're going to begin a unit on problem solving, also known as word problems, and I'm going to fill in some words that are commonly used in word problems to mean addition. Some of those words would be sum, more, and increase. Now for subtraction, you would have difference, less, and decrease. Multiply, of, actually is a multiplication word. Product. Divide, many times the word divide is also used, but also quotient. There are 5 steps to solving word problems. The first step is to read the problem. And if it describes a picture, draw a picture. Second, you're going to choose a variable. And this is for a single variable problem solving. Third thing, you're going to reread the problem, probably several times. And once you reread the problem, you'll know what kind of equation to write, and you're going to write an equation. Fourth, you will solve the equation. And answer the question. And those are different because solving the equation, finding the variable, does not always answer the question. So you need to, again, probably read your setup so you know if you've answered your question or not. And then the last step is to check and make sure that your answer makes sense. So if you are working a word problem and you come up with a negative answer for some sort of measurement, then that is probably incorrect and you need to go back and check your work. Okay, we're going to start on our first example. And our first example says each of the base angles of an isosceles triangle has a measure that is 30 degrees less than the measure of the vertex angle. And so that means you have a triangle. The vertex angle is only 1, and there are 2 base angles. So it describes a picture. So I'm going to draw a picture. And base angles are congruent, legs are congruent, and I'm going to name my vertex angle X. And it says that the base angles are 30 degrees less than the vertex. Less is one of those magic words. And this is 2 base angles. So this is also where my answer is going to show up as I work my problem. Now what we know about triangles is that all of the angles add up to be 180 degrees. So I have one vertex angle, and I can either write out x minus 3 2 times, or I can simply write it as 2 times the base angles. Either way, we're going to get the same answer. So once we do a little algebra, you're going to distribute your 2, you get 2x minus 60, and combine like terms, you'll end up with 3x minus 60 equals 180, and 3x is equal to 240. X is equal to 80 degrees. Now we've solved the equation, have we answered the question? And it says find the measure of each angle. So I'm going to come back up here and write 80 degrees. And I'm going to write 50 twice because I have 3 angles. And then I'm going to put a box around it so that my teacher will know that I answered the question and that she can find my answer easily, because that makes teachers happy. So we have adult tickets and children's tickets for this next example. And we're going to start with the cost per ticket. We're also going to be dealing with income, total income. So the cost for a child's ticket we're going to say is going to be C, and that's for one ticket. Cost for an adult ticket is going to be C plus 1.5 for $1.50. Now the income, we're going to take the cost and multiply it by the number of tickets. So our income is 160C, and for the adults, it's 200 times C plus 1.5. And we can distribute that and get 200C plus 300 right there. Now, it says the income from the adult tickets. So total income from adult tickets. So we have 200C plus 300 is total income from adult tickets is an equal sign, $30 less than twice the income from the children's tickets. So we're going to end up subtracting 30. So twice the income from the children's tickets is 2 times 160C. And there's our equation. So let's simplify this a little bit. We got 200C plus 300 equals 320C minus 30. And we can combine like terms and solve. So we'll end up with 330 on one side and 120C on the other side. And we find that the cost of a child's ticket is $2.75. So I'm going to write it back up here at the top. And there's my decimal place. And then I'm going to add $1.50 to this. And that gives me $4.25. And I go back and check, and I have found my answer. So I'm going to circle it so that it can be found. Last example, we have a newspaper ad that costs $12.50 plus 30 cents for each word after the first 12 words. That means the first 12 words are free. Julie paid $17 for her ad. How many words were in it? So I'm going to let W equal total words. Now when we set up our equation, we have this fixed cost of $12.50. We're going to add it to the cost per word after the first 12 words. Well, we're not paying for all of the words. We're paying for all of the words minus the first 12. And each one of those cost 30 cents. So I'm going to write it in decimal form. And all total, she paid $17 for her ad. So we're going to distribute 0.3, and this is what we end up with our equation. And I'm going to add 12.5 and negative 3.6 and get 8.9. So I've got 0.3W plus 8.9 equals 17. And I'm going to subtract 8.9 on both sides. And that gives me 8.1. And I'm going to divide both sides by 0.3. And what this gives me is 27. Now let's make sure that we answer the question. It said how many words were in it. It wants to know total words, and that's what we're looking for. So equals 27. And I'm going to circle this so that we can find our answer.